Many cultures have a deep connection with nature, but there is one place in the world where this bond is so strong that its inhabitants even maintain intimate relationships: in the treetops. In today's video on World No Filter, we're diving into the fascinating Bolivia. Want to join us on a journey full of discoveries, fun, and content that will amaze you? Subscribe to our channel by clicking here, and don't miss any more videos. This country, one of the highest and most remote in South America, is also one of the most beautiful and intriguing on the planet. Bolivia is a land of surprising traditions, like the Tinku Festival, a celebration where disputes are settled through ritualistic, often violent, fights. Moreover, Bolivia is home to the world's most dangerous road, the largest salt flat on the planet, and the highest ski resort on Earth. But that's not all. Here, a man can have multiple wives, and beliefs in supernatural spirits are so strong that, it is said, these beings can bring both fortune and destruction. Stay with us until the end, as we reveal all the fascinating curiosities that make Bolivia a wonderful and unique country where nature holds the same rights as humans. So get ready, because we're just getting started. Beyond its towering mountains and stunning landscapes, Bolivia holds a rich history marked by its indigenous presence. In this video, we will explore the deep roots of this country, intertwined with its history of colonization. Our journey begins centuries ago, when various indigenous cultures thrived in these lands. Among them, the Incas stand out, who, with their incredible engineering and political organization, expanded their empire from southern Colombia to northern Argentina. Under Inca rule, impressive structures and efficient administrative systems were built. However, everything changed with the arrival of the Spanish colonizers in the 16th century. Bolivia became part of the vast Spanish Empire, and its mineral wealth, especially the silver mine from Cerro Rico in Potosí, attracted the greed of the conquerors. For centuries, Potosí was considered the richest city in the world. But, as expected, this wealth came at a high cost. Unfortunately, mineral exploitation brought with it the oppression and suffering of the indigenous people, who were forced to work under inhumane conditions in the mines. This brutal clash between indigenous and European cultures profoundly marked Bolivia's history and shaped its identity, which endures to this day. Despite all the pain, this blend of cultures gave rise to a unique heritage, the fusion of traditions, languages, and customs that make Bolivia a truly singular country. Spanish colonization left its marks, and although Bolivia achieved independence in 1825, the colonial legacy is still visible in many aspects of daily life. The name Bolivia is a tribute to the great independence leader Simón Bolívar, the liberator, who succeeded in freeing the country from Spanish rule. This fusion of indigenous and Spanish influences is reflected in Bolivia's language, religion, music, cuisine, and arts. Although Spanish is the official language in Bolivia, the country's cultural richness is reflected in the daily use of words and expressions of indigenous origin. In many rural areas, you'll hear ancestral languages such as Quechua, Aymara, and Guarani, which even influence the Spanish spoken in those regions. These ethnic groups have traditions as fascinating as the one we mentioned at the beginning of this video. But before we delve further into the indigenous culture of this incredible country, let us take you to some of the most impressive places in Bolivia. Bolivia is recognized as one of the highest countries in the world, thanks to its unique geographical features. Starting with its capital, La Paz, which sits at an astonishing 3,650 meters, 11,975 feet, above sea level, making it the highest administrative capital on the planet. Yes, it's breathtaking, literally, due to the extreme altitude. And La Paz isn't the only place at great heights here. El Alto, for instance, is another city among the world's highest, and Potosí, famous for its mining history, is located over 4,000 meters, 13,123 feet, above sea level. Bolivia truly seems to defy gravity. We can't forget the incredible Lake Titicaca, the world's highest navigable lake, sitting at over 3,800 meters, 12,467 feet, above sea level. Its crystal-clear waters and the pure air surrounding it create a unique spectacle for those lucky enough to witness it. A true paradise in the heights. Speaking of heights, did you know that Bolivia holds the record for the highest altitude soccer game ever played? This game took place at an incredible 5,600 meters, 18,373 feet, above sea level. Moreover, The country boasts the world's highest professional golf course and South America's highest ski resort, where visitors can experience the adrenaline of skiing down the continent's tallest mountains while enjoying spectacular views. But Bolivia isn't just about altitude and serene landscapes. Here, you'll also find the famous and feared Carretera de la Muerte, Death Road, considered by many the most dangerous road in the world. This terrifying route connects La Paz to the Yungas region in the Bolivian jungle, providing a stark contrast to the tranquility of Lake Titicaca. Unfortunately, each year, dozens of people lose their lives on the feared Death Road, which winds through steep cliffs and deep precipices. The road's conditions make accidents and drops of hundreds of meters common, involving everything from cars to buses and leaving a trail of tragedies. Despite its high risk, the Death Road is essential for many Bolivians, as it is the only route connecting the mountainous Andes to the fertile lowlands of Yungas. This passage is vital for transporting goods and people, and despite the danger, many risk crossing it daily in search of new opportunities or simply to visit their loved ones. This extreme geography makes Bolivia a country of dizzying altitudes and breathtaking landscapes, but it also brings unique challenges and dangers. It is a true reminder of the complexity of the Bolivian experience, where beauty and risk go hand in hand, creating a scene of striking contrasts. But Bolivia is not just a country of dramatic landscapes. Here, the concept of fighting takes on a much deeper meaning, in more ways than one, as we'll see now. The famous Flying Cholitas are an example of a fight that transcends the wrestling ring. These Bolivian indigenous women challenge expectations and stereotypes, blending the essence of American wrestling with the tradition of Mexican lucha libre. Every week, these incredible women take to the ring dressed in the traditional attire of the Aymara and Quechua tribes, leaping with their multicolored skirts, vibrant shawls, and iconic bowler hats, those unmistakable Bolivian hats that give them a unique presence. In these performances, full of power and grace, the Flying Cholitas not only execute impressive stunts and maneuvers but also deliver a clear message of pride and resilience. They challenge the long history of discrimination and oppression faced by indigenous communities in South America. In the past, the term Cholita was used as an insult against indigenous women, but these wrestlers have transformed the word into a symbol of empowerment. They represent both the strength of indigenous people and the power of Bolivian women. However, beyond the Cholitas and their wrestling spectacle, Bolivia also preserves combat traditions that are even more extreme and dangerous. Across the vast lands of this country, there is an ancient ritual that has survived the test of time and, surprisingly, remains legal: the Tinku Festival. This festival, which simultaneously evokes curiosity and shock, brings together indigenous tribes from the most remote regions of Bolivia in a combat ritual that defies the norms of most of the world. In Tinku, the rules are simple: anything goes. In this event, filled with ancestral energy and fierce determination, communities come together to resolve their conflicts through intense and extreme battles. In Tinku, passion and cultural tradition merge, creating a spectacle that is as fascinating as it is brutal. The most unsettling aspect of all is that, in this show of strength and endurance, fighting to the death is a real possibility. And the most shocking part? It's entirely legal. This ancestral ritual leaves spectators in absolute awe and fear, as many are unprepared to witness something so brutal and intense. But, surprisingly, Tinku is just one of the many fascinating and shocking realities that Bolivia offers. However, if there's one experience that neither locals nor foreigners are prepared to face, it's the mesmerizing sight of Salar de Uyuni, one of the most incredible places on the planet. Located in the Bolivian Altiplano, Salar de Uyuni stretches out like a vast white ocean, a sprawling salt flat that seems endless, disappearing into the horizon and challenging perception. It's a surreal landscape that leaves every visitor completely spellbound. Covering over 10,000 square kilometers, it is the largest salt flat in the world, a true natural wonder that seems straight out of a fantasy film. One of the qualities that makes Salar de Uyuni so impressive is its incredible ability to reflect the sky on the ground. During the rainy season, a thin layer of water covers the salt surface, transforming the flat into a giant natural mirror that reflects the sky, creating a surreal visual spectacle where the sky and earth appear to merge into one. Beyond its indescribable beauty, Salar de Uyuni also hosts a rich biodiversity. Amid these extreme conditions, unique species of flora and fauna thrive, adapted to the harsh realities of the Bolivian Altiplano. Pink flamingos, giant cacti, and other living beings have evolved to survive in this environment that is as challenging as it is fascinating. It's no wonder that, with landscapes like these, Bolivia also stands out for hosting the most biodiverse protected area in the world. Located on the slopes of the Chopi Orco Glacier, at over 6,000 meters in altitude, this area is a true natural treasure. It is in Madidi National Park that we find the heart of one of the greatest biodiversity treasures on the planet. This remote and nearly unexplored place, with its dense forests and valleys carved by wild rivers, is home to an astonishing variety of wildlife. Here, you can encounter otters, tapirs, caimans, capybaras, the world's largest rodent, and even the rare pink river dolphin. To date, more than 1,500 vertebrate species have been identified in Madidi, and in recent years alone, over 1,000 new species of butterflies, mammals, reptiles, and plants have been discovered. This profound connection with nature is undoubtedly one of the defining features of Bolivia, a country where the relationship with the environment runs so deep that it led to the creation of the law of Mother Earth. This law grants nature the same rights as humans, exemplifying the Bolivian people's respect and reverence for the natural world. This spiritual connection to the land also reflects Bolivia's rich ethnic diversity, housing over 200 indigenous groups and standing as the most indigenous nation in Latin America. In 2014, the United Nations recognized Bolivia as a model for protecting and preserving indigenous culture, a beacon for indigenous peoples worldwide. With more than 3.5 million indigenous inhabitants, representing 31% of the country's population, Bolivia is a melting pot of surprising traditions and customs. Among the most prominent indigenous groups are the Quechua and Aymara peoples, who together form the majority of this population. The Quechua, direct descendants of the powerful Inca Empire, still preserve many ancient agricultural practices and festivals. Meanwhile, the Aymara are renowned for their ancestral knowledge of traditional medicine and their stunning textiles, which embody their unique cosmological vision, a singular way of understanding the universe and its connection to all forms of life. Another important indigenous group is the Guarani, who inhabit the lowlands of southeastern Bolivia. One of their most fascinating practices is the Ivy Marae, a spiritual ritual that seeks to connect with their ancestors through song and dance ceremonies, aiming to unite the earthly and spiritual worlds. The Guarani are also known for their use of sacred plants, such as ayahuasca, in rituals led by shamans who use these substances to enter altered states of consciousness. They believe this allows them to communicate with spirits and receive visions of special power. What truly captures the attention of both locals and visitors is the unique relationship these ethnic groups have with nature. This connection is reflected not only in their daily practices and rituals, but also in the intimate aspects of their lives. Researchers have noted that for many indigenous peoples of the Bolivian Amazon, intimate relations are viewed as a celebration of union and love, completely devoid of any negative connotations. For these tribes, making love is seen as the culmination of spiritual and emotional connection between partners, where passion is intended to enhance mutual pleasure. What makes this experience even more unique is their belief that intimacy is inseparable from the surrounding environment. Many young indigenous people report experiencing greater pleasure when connected to nature, whether in the forest, by the river, or even among the treetops. During these moments of ecstasy, it is common for women to hold onto a tree trunk or a vine, feeling a deeper connection with nature. They believe that certain plants, considered feminine in Amazonian mythology, provide a sense of well-being and companionship during the act. Additionally, a popular practice among these tribes is to engage in intimacy while floating in water, which they say adds a unique dimension to the experience. Now, we want to hear from you. What has surprised you the most about Bolivia so far? Would you like to experience this intimate connection with nature? Pause the video and leave your comment. Your engagement motivates us to keep bringing you exclusive content every week. Thank you so much. Beyond these traditions, in many of these tribes, it is common for men to believe they can satisfy multiple wives simultaneously. Even at an advanced age, many men continue to have multiple spouses, as long as they feel their energy is sufficient, contributing to the cohesion and maintenance of indigenous society. This reality of multiple spouses also reflects, in a different way, the beliefs and practices in other sectors of Bolivian society. An interesting example comes from Bolivian miners, who pay homage to a figure called To, an underground spirit they believe protects them from accidents and grants them access to minerals. Some argue that these beliefs are used to exclude women from the mines, where the true wealth lies, revealing a certain degree of machismo among miners. They believe that TO rules the depths and acts as the compadre of miners, responsible for fertilizing Pachamama, Mother Earth, so she produces mineral veins. If the spirit is satisfied, he makes the veins appear. If he is angered, he causes collapses. This mythological figure highlights the contrast between the healthy connection that indigenous tribes have with nature and the more exploitative mindset of modern beliefs, often focused on extracting resources at any cost. Did you know that Bolivia is incredibly rich in natural resources? The country boasts numerous mines, especially in regions like Potosí and Oruro, historically renowned for silver extraction. In recent years, Bolivia has gained global attention for its vast lithium reserves, a key resource for electric vehicle batteries and renewable energy technologies. The lithium reserves in Salar de Uyuni are considered the largest in the world, positioning Bolivia as a crucial player in the global sustainable energy industry in recent years. The management of these resources has evolved over time, and today, it's not just tourists who marvel at the natural wealth of this fascinating country. Bolivia has so many wonders that, in 2017, it was named the world's best cultural destination by the World Travel Awards, often referred to as the Oscars of tourism, surpassing countries like China, France, Italy, Mexico, and Russia. Impressive, isn't it? Considering all these curiosities, we can't leave Bolivia without exploring some of the realities in the country's capital, La Paz. One of La Paz's most fascinating and unique destinations is the famous Witches' Market. Here, visitors can find magical and traditional healing artifacts like llama fetuses, amulets, and dried frogs used to bring good luck. This market reflects the profound connection between ancestral beliefs and everyday life in Bolivia, showcasing a culture that endures and thrives over time. Another unique attraction in La Paz is San Pedro Prison. Unlike conventional prisons, this facility functions like a small village, where inmates have their own jobs, shops, and even families living with them. Visitors can even take guided tours led by former inmates to experience this parallel universe up close. Bolivia is also famous for its festivals and traditions that highlight the country's rich cultural heritage. One of the most unique celebrations in La Paz is the Festa de los Natitas, or Day of the Skulls. During this event, people gather to honor their deceased loved ones by decorating and parading human skulls. Yes, you heard that right. This is a moment of great respect and cultural significance. As you can see, Bolivia is truly an extraordinary country. If you weren't aware of these wonders before, now you must be curious to explore this incredible place. Before we wrap up, let's talk about how you can get there and make the most of this adventure. To visit Bolivia from abroad, most international flights arrive at El Alto International Airport, located near the capital, La Paz. There are direct connections from several major cities in Latin America, as well as from some destinations in Europe and the United States. Moreover, Bolivia is known for having one of the lowest costs of living in South America, making it a very attractive option for budget travelers. For example, the price of a coffee in a regular cafe is usually less than $1, while a local beer in a bar can cost between $1 and $2. When it comes to accommodation, the average monthly rent for an apartment in the capital typically doesn't exceed $250, depending on its size and location. A room in a mid-range hotel usually costs less than $30 per night. Of course, these prices can vary depending on the season and exact location, but overall, Bolivia is one of the cheapest countries in Latin America, offering budget-friendly options for accommodation, food, and transportation, making it an accessible destination for those eager to explore its breathtaking landscapes and unique culture. We at World No Filter hope this journey through the mysteries of fascinating Bolivia has been as thrilling for you as it was for us. And with that in mind, and considering the effort it takes to create these videos, we'd love for you to leave us a like and a comment. It's the best way to help us keep bringing you top-notch content every week. If you enjoyed this video and haven't subscribed yet, don't wait any longer. Do it now and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on the fascinating videos we produce weekly. Videos like this one, which you can watch right now to discover one of the most fascinating places on the planet. Don't miss the chance to uncover the wonders this and so many other places have to offer.